There was a radio on the windowsill, its antenna bent and worn. It had been silent for a decade, since the day the house was torn. But every time the weather changed, the speaker came alive with distant waves and seagulls from a place beyond the sky. A boy began to listen when the evening shadows grew. He heard a voice beneath the static, calling from a world of blue. He spoke of hidden islands, of a lighthouse in the rain, of ships that crossed forgotten seas and never came back again. There is an ocean in the radio, rolling somewhere out of sight. There are waves inside the silence, and a harbor in the night. There is an ocean in the radio, calling through the years. Sometimes the farthest places are the closest to our ears. He searched through old newspapers, he studied every chart. He traced the names of vanished ships until he knew them all by heart. Then one night the voice grew clearer and the static disappeared. A woman spoke across the darkness, are you still listening here? There is an ocean in the radio, rolling somewhere out of sight. There are waves inside the silence, and a harbor in the night. There is an ocean in the radio, calling through the years. Sometimes the farthest places are the closest to our ears. He grew older, left the village, built a life beside the land. But he kept that broken radio stored safely in his hands. And whenever he felt restless, whenever he felt alone, he would turn the dial at midnight and listen for the phone. One winter night the signal came clearer than before. The same forgotten voice was singing from the other side of shore. He smiled beside the window as the first light filled the room, and heard the ocean breathing like a heart that still had room. There is an ocean in the radio, rolling somewhere out of sight. There are waves inside the silence, and a harbor in the night. There is an ocean in the radio, calling through the years. Sometimes the farthest places are the closest to our ears. The radio went quiet when the morning touched the sea. But somewhere past the static, the ocean still was free. Every morning before sunrise, he would carry out his paint. A wooden door beside the sidewalk, though the building had no frame. He painted red on Monday, painted yellow Tuesday night. By the weekend something different was standing in the light. People passing by could only plant a seed. A blue door for a rainy morning, a green one for the spring, a black one for the night when the heart forgets to sing. Open the door, even if there's nothing there. Step into the unknown with the morning in your head. Open the door, you don't need to know the way. Somewhere on the other side, a different life may wait. One day, a woman stopped beside him, carrying a broken key. She said, I have spent my whole life looking for a door for me. He looked at all the colors, then he chose a shade of gold, built a doorway facing eastward, and gave us something to hold. Open the door, even if there's nothing there. Step into the unknown with the morning in your head. Open the door, you don't need to know the way. Somewhere on the other side, a different life may wait. She turned the handle slowly, though the doorway had no wall. On the other side was sunlight and a road beyond it all. The painter watched her vanish where the empty sidewalk lay. Then he picked up one more color for another coming day. Years passed and the street grew crowded, but the painted doors remained. People came from distant cities to see the colors change. Some were looking for a future, some were searching for a sign, some just needed one small doorway to leave something far behind. Open the door, even if there's nothing there. Step into the unknown with the morning in your head. Open the door, you don't need to know the way. Somewhere on the other side, a different life may wait. Every morning before sunrise, one new doorway touched the street. And somewhere beyond the painted wood, a stranger found their feet. Yeah. The fairground closed at midnight, but the lights were still awake. The Ferris wheel was turning slow above the sleeping lake. One empty seat was waiting at the very top of the ride, and no one knew who left it there or why it never stopped. A man came walking through the gates with a ticket in his hand. He had bought it years ago in a town beside the sand. The paper had grown fragile, the ink was almost gone, but he had kept it in his wallet. Every day he carried on. how far you've grown. At the highest point he looked around. The town was small and bright. He remembered all the places he had left behind that night. A house beside the river, a promise never kept, a photograph inside a drawer, a name he never said. Take the last seat on the Ferris wheel, let the whole world disappear, rise above the streets below, and leave behind the fear. Take the last seat on the Ferris wheel, watch the distant city glow. Sometimes you need to rise above to see how far you've grown. The wheel began descending, the morning turned the sky. He placed the old ticket in the seat and let the moment fly. When the ride came to a standstill, the seat was empty there, but the ticket was gone forever, like a burden from the air. Years later, children gathered where the fairground used to be. No Ferris wheel was turning, just a field beside the trees. But someone found a paper ticket buried underneath the ground, and the faded ink was pointing to a place that wasn't found. Take the last seat on the Ferris wheel, let the whole world disappear, rise above the streets below, and leave behind the fear. Take the last seat on the Ferris wheel, watch the distant city glow. Sometimes you need to rise above to see how far you've grown. The fairground closed at midnight. The lights went dark and still, but somewhere in the quiet air, the wheel was turning still. A letter crossed the valley with no sender and no name. It traveled through the wheat fields and disappeared into the rain. It passed beneath the windows, it crossed a railway line, and landed on a doorstep at exactly 9:30. A woman found a paper beside a broken chair. The ink was almost faded, but something still was there. It spoke about a summer that happened long ago, about a boy who left one morning and never said hello. The wind knows where we're going, even when we lose our way. It carries all the words we leave and brings them back someday. The wind knows what we're hiding, every secret, every name. And sometimes what we thought was lost returns without the same. She read the letter slowly, then folded it in two. She recognized the handwriting, but didn't know what to do. The final line was simple: I hope you found your sky. She looked beyond the window and watched the birds go by. The wind knows where we're going, even when we lose our way. It carries all the words we leave and brings them back someday. The wind knows what we're hiding, every secret, every name. And sometimes what we thought was lost returns without the same. She could have burned the letter, she could have thrown it out, but some doors close forever when we stop asking what they're about. So she walked beyond the garden, past the fields of golden grain, and left the paper on the hillside for the wind to take again. Years later, in a distant town, a stranger found the page. The ink was nearly vanished from the passing of the age. He read the final sentence and smiled beneath the sky, then folded up the letter and let the moment fly. The wind knows where we're going, even when we lose our way. It carries all the words we leave and brings them back someday. The wind knows what we're hiding, every secret, every name. And sometimes what we thought was lost returns without the same. No one knows where the letter went, no one knows its final flight, but somewhere through the open world it may be traveling tonight. At the bottom of the valley, where the morning mist was deep, there was a village built of stone, where every bell would sleep. No church stood upon the hillside, no tower touched the rain. But every Sunday just before dawn, the bells would sound again. The villagers had grown accustomed to the ringing in the air, though no one knew the source of it or who had placed them there. An old woman kept a notebook with the record of each sound. She wrote the time, the weather, and the direction they were found. When the bells begin to call, listen closely through it all. Somewhere underneath the silence, there is something waiting still. When the bells begin to ring, they remember everything, every name the years have buried, every promise left unfulfilled. One morning after heavy rain, a crack appeared below. Beneath the road beside the square, a staircase started to show. The villagers went down together with lanterns in their hands, and found a chamber full of bells beneath the sleeping land. When the bells begin to call, listen closely through it all. Somewhere the silence, there is something waiting still. When the bells begin to ring, they remember everything, every name the years have buried, every promise left unfulfilled. Each bell carried someone's story, each one had a different tone. Some were cast for births and weddings, some for people who had gone. The oldest bell was cracked and silent, covered in a layer of dust. But when the old woman touched it, it began to ring once more. The village changed after that day, the chamber stayed below, and every person learned to listen to the bells before they'd go. Some heard a voice from childhood, some heard a distant friend, some heard only their own heartbeat beginning to mend. When the bells begin to call, listen closely through it all. Somewhere underneath the silence, there is something waiting still. When the bells begin to ring, they remember everything, every name the years have buried, every promise left unfulfilled. At the bottom of the valley, oh, when the evening turns to gray, the bells beneath the village still have something left to say. At the bottom of the valley, where the morning mist was deep, there was a village built of stone, where every bell would sleep. No church stood up on the hillside, no tower touched the rain, but every Sunday just before dawn, the bells would sound again. The villagers had grown accustomed to the ringing in the air, though no one knew the source of it or who had placed them there. An old woman kept a notebook with a record of each sound. She wrote the time, the weather, and the direction they were found. When the bells begin to call, listen closely through it all. Somewhere underneath the silence, there is something waiting still. When the bells begin to ring, they remember everything, every name the years have buried, every promise left unfulfilled. One morning after heavy rain, a crack appeared below. Beneath the road beside the square, a staircase started to show. The villagers went down together with lanterns in their hands, and found a chamber full of bells beneath the sleeping land. When the bells begin to call, listen closely through it all. Somewhere underneath the silence, there is something waiting still. When the bells begin to ring, they remember everything, every name the years have buried, every promise left unfulfilled. Each bell carried someone's story, each one had a different tone. Some were cast for births and weddings, some for people who had gone. The oldest bell was cracked and silent, covered in a layer of dust. But when the old woman touched it, it began to ring once more. The village changed after that day, the chamber stayed below, and every person learned to listen to the bells before they'd go. Some heard a voice from childhood, some heard a distant friend, some heard only their own heartbeat beginning to mend. When the bells begin to call, listen closely through it all. Somewhere underneath the silence there is something waiting still. When the bells begin to ring, they remember everything, every name the years have buried, every promise left unfulfilled. At the bottom of the valley, when the evening turns to gray, the bells beneath the village still have something left to say. At the end of a forgotten road, where the old street lights were gone, a bakery opened every morning, though the town had moved along. The windows filled with golden bread, the ovens warmed the air, but no one came through the doorway, and no one waited there. The baker worked from early dawn until the evening fell. He made one loaf for every house he knew so very well. One for the teacher by the river, one for the man who said, one for the girl who left the town the night the storm prevailed. Bake another loaf, leave it by the door. Somewhere someone may return to what they left before. Bake another loaf, let the fire remain. Even empty streets can hold the promise of a name. Every evening after closing, he would walk from house to house, leave the bread beside the steps, then return to his own house. He never knew who took them, he never asked to see, but every morning every loaf was gone mysteriously. Bake another loaf, leave it by the door. Somewhere someone may return to what they left before. Bake another loaf, let the fire remain. Even empty streets can hold the promise of a name. Oh, one winter night, a train arrived beyond the silent hill, and people came from everywhere to find the town was still. They followed the smell of fresh baked bread through streets they used to know, and found the baker at his oven with one last batch to show. The teacher came from another city, the sailor from the sea. The girl who left beneath the storm was older than she used to be. They stood beside the bakery and talked until the dawn. The empty town was empty still, but somehow not alone. Bake another loaf, leave it by the door. Somewhere someone may return empty streets can hold the promise of a name. At the end of a forgotten road, the bakery still glows, and every morning from the oven a little more hope grows. Beneath the station's oldest staircase, behind a wall of painted stone, there was a platform with no number that appeared when nights were cold. No timetable ever showed it, no conductor knew its name. But once a year at exactly midnight, a silent train would come. A woman waited there each winter with a suitcase by her side. She wore a coat of faded silver and watched the tunnels breathe at night. Nobody knew what she was waiting for, nobody knew how long. But every time the train arrived, she heard a distant song. Platform Zero, where the lost trains go, underneath the city, where the hidden rivers flow. No ticket, no destination, no reason to explain. Some journeys disappear before they ever leave the train. Platform Zero, where the old lights glow, where the things we never finished still have somewhere left to go. And if you hear the whistle when the midnight hour is near, don't be afraid of leaving what you came to find here. One night a young man found the staircase while escaping from the rain. He saw the woman with the suitcase and the shadow of a train. She asked him if he had a message for someone far away. He said, I have 1,000 words, but none of them know what to say. Platform Zero, where the lost trains go, underneath the city, where the hidden rivers flow. No ticket, no destination, no reason to explain. Some journeys disappear before they ever leave the train. Platform Zero, where the old lights glow, where the things we never finished still have somewhere left to go. And if you hear the whistle when the midnight hour is near, don't be afraid of leaving what you came to find here. The train arrived without a sound, its windows filled with stars. Inside were all the roads they missed and all the places they had lost. The woman picked up her suitcase, the young man closed his eyes, and for a moment every goodbye became a new sunrise. When morning filled the station, the hidden stairs were gone. The young man stood beside the wall with the rain still carrying carrying on in his hand. He found a silver button from a coat he never knew. And somewhere deep beneath the city, a distant whistle blew. Platform 0, where the lost trains go. Underneath the city, where the hidden rivers flow. No ticket, no destination, no reason to explain. Some journeys disappear before they ever leave the train. Platform 0, where the old lights glow, where the things we never finished still have somewhere left to go. And if you hear the whistle when the midnight hour is near, don't be afraid of leaving what you came to find here. Beneath the station's oldest staircase, when the winter air turns cold, a silent train still waits below for stories left untold. At noon beneath the market sun, a boy stood in the square. He had no coat, no hat, no home, but found a shadow there. It belonged to an old stone statue standing by the fountain wall. The boy stepped close beside it and watched the darkness fall. He carried that borrowed shadow through the alleys of the town. When the sunlight grew too heavy, it would follow him around. He used it for a shelter, he used it for a bed. He used it when the world became too bright inside his head. I borrowed a shadow from a statue made of stone. I carried something borrowed until it felt like home. I borrowed a shadow when I had nowhere to hide. Sometimes a little darkness can help you see the light. A girl beneath an awning asked him where he got it from. He said, it isn't really mine, I only borrow some. She laughed and walked beside him through the afternoon parade. And for the first time in a long while, he didn't feel afraid. I borrowed a shadow from a statue made of stone. I carried something borrowed until it felt like home. I borrowed a shadow when I had nowhere to hide. Sometimes a little darkness can help you see the light. Years passed beneath the city, the boy became a man. He built a house beside the river with his own two hands. One evening near the doorway, a child began to cry. He stood beside her quietly and showed her where to hide. He pointed to the shadow that the evening sunlight made. It stretched across the garden like a shelter gently laid. The child stepped close beside him and the darkness held them both. He said, you don't have to fear it, even shadows help us grow. I once borrowed a shadow from a statue made of stone. I carried something borrowed until I found my own. stood at sunset, the fountain whispered low, and every child who passed beneath it found a place to go. Every morning by the river, there was a house beside the trees, with a chimney made of brickwork and a porch above the reeds. But whenever night descended and the village went to sleep, the house would move a little through the shadows dark and deep. By sunrise it stood somewhere else, across a field or hill. The windows faced a different road, the garden changed its view. The people tried to follow it, they marked the ground with stones, but every path they made at night led somewhere they had known. The house moves when the moon is high, it leaves no footprints in the sky. A little farther, mile by mile, as if it's searching all the while. The house moves when the world is still, beyond the river, past the hill. And maybe every place it finds is looking for the same lost time. A woman lived inside the house, she never seemed afraid. She kept a suitcase by the door and photographs she'd save. She said the house had once belonged to someone who could roam, and every time it moved at night, it brought her closer home. The house moves when the moon is high, it leaves no footprints in the sky. A little farther, mile by mile, as if it's searching all the while. The house moves when the world is still, beyond the river, past the hill. And maybe every place it finds is looking for the same lost time. One winter, after many years, the house stopped by the sea. The woman opened up the door and finally looked free. She placed the old photographs upon the wooden floor, then whispered, "This is where I lived before I was born." The next morning, all the villagers found only empty ground. No house beside the ocean, no chimney to be found. But far beyond the horizon, where the first ships crossed the blue, a little house with golden windows was waiting for the view. The house moves when the moon is high, it leaves no footprints in the sky. A little farther, mile by mile, still searching all the while. The house moves when the world is still, beyond the river, past the hill. And maybe every place it finds was always waiting there in time. Every morning chimney smoke was thin. A violin rested quietly, with a crack beneath its chin. No one knew who played it last. No one knew its name. But every night beneath the moon, it seemed to breathe again. A young musician found it in a shop beside the square. The owner said it hasn't made a sound since someone left it there. He carried it through crowded streets, through winter dust and rain. But every time he touched the board, he heard a distant train. Play the moonlit violin, let the forgotten music in. Every broken string can sing if you give it time again. Play the moonlit violin, let the old dreams rise and spin. Some melodies are waiting for the hands that bring them in. He practiced in the morning, he practiced through the night, until the notes began to wander, like birds searching for the light. Then one evening, through the window, a melody came back, a song his mother used to hum before the world went black. Play the moonlit violin, let the forgotten music in. Every broken string can sing if you give it time again. Play the moonlit violin, let the old dreams rise and spin. Some melodies are waiting for the hands that bring them in. He never found the person who had played the song before, but he learned that some goodbyes leave music at the door. So he'd play for empty theaters, for strangers passing by, for people who had lost a dream and needed one to try. Yeah. Years later, in a small town, a child stood in the rain. She heard a violin singing from a window near the lane. The musician opened up the door and handed her the bow. He said, some songs belong to everyone, now it's your turn to know. Play the moonlit violin, let the forgotten music in. Every broken string can sing if you give it time again. Play the moonlit violin, let the old dreams rise and spin. Some melodies are waiting for the hands that bring them in. And high above the rooftops, when the evening settles in, a violin beneath the moon begins to breathe again. Oh, yeah. past the road that lost its name, there stood an orchard made of glass that shimmered without flame. Its branches held transparent fruit, its leaves were thin as rain. And every time the wind moved through, the trees began to sing. A traveler found the orchard at the ending of a day. He had been walking for so long, he forgot why he had strayed. He reached toward a crystal apple, but stopped before the touch. Some beautiful things disappear when we try to hold too much. Don't break the glass, let the fragile moment shine. Some things are beautiful because they cannot stay in time. Don't break the glass, let the wind pass through the trees. The world is full of wonders, oh, that were never meant to be seized. He stayed beside the orchard until the morning came, watching every color change without a single name. The red became a sunrise, the silver turned to gold. The trees reflected every dream he had forgotten to hold. Don't break the glass, let the fragile moment shine. Some things are beautiful because they cannot stay in time. Don't break the glass, let the wind pass through the trees. The world is full of wonders that were never meant to be seen. He understood that morning why the orchard had no gates. Some doors are left wide open for the ones who learn to wait. He left without a crystal fruit, without a piece of stone, but carried every shining tree inside his heart alone. Years later, in another place, he told the story there. A child asked if the orchard was still waiting somewhere. He smiled and said, perhaps it is beyond the road you know. But some places only appear when you're ready to let go. Don't break the glass, let the fragile moment shine. Some things are beautiful because they cannot stay in time. Don't break the glass, let the wind pass through the trees. The world is full of wonders, oh, that were never meant to be seen. Beyond the fields of winter wheat, when the evening turns to blue, the glass trees catch the fading light and sing for someone new. On a table in a quiet room, a lighthouse stood alone, built from pages of an old book and a piece of weathered stone. Its windows were of yellow thread, its tower leaned a little, but every night beneath the lamp, it made the darkness little. A child had built the lighthouse for a father child kept adding pieces to the tower every day. Build a little light, even when the night is wide. Even fragile things can shine when you keep them by your side. Build a little light for the ones who can't come home. Sometimes hope is just a tower built from paper, thread, and stone. One autumn a letter came with no familiar name. The father had found another shore and would not return again. The child read it in silence, then looked at what he'd made. The little paper lighthouse was beginning to fade. Build a little light, even when the night is wide. Even fragile things can shine when you keep them by your side. Build a little light for the ones who can't come home. Sometimes hope is just a tower built from paper, thread, and stone. He could have thrown it in the fire, he could have let it fall, but instead he took the lighthouse and placed it in the hall. Years later when he traveled, he carried it along, not because the past was calling, but because the light was strong. He became a builder of real towers with windows facing sea, and everyone he made had a little light inside. When someone asked him why he built them where the storms were strong, he said a light is not for stopping storms, it helps the lost move on. Build a little light, even when the night is wide. Even fragile things can shine when you keep them by your side. Build a little light for the ones who can't come home. Sometimes hope is just a tower built from paper, thread, and stone. On a table in a quiet room, a paper lighthouse stays, its tiny yellow windows bright through all the passing days. Oh, yeah. Beneath the river's restless surface, where the silver currents bend, there was a library of stone where every story had an end. The shells were carved from ancient wood, the pages never dried, and lanterns floated overhead like little moons beneath the tide. A girl discovered the entrance while walking near the shore. She heard a voice beneath the water calling softly from below. She followed through a hidden tunnel, past the roots and stones, and found a room of endless books that seemed to know her name. Read the pages underwater, where the silent stories breathe. Every word beneath the current holds a secret underneath. Read the pages underwater, let the river carry on. Somewhere in the deepest silence, something lost can still live on. She found a book about her childhood, though she had never seen the page. There were details no one knew about, written before her age. It spoke about a lonely morning never feel that way again. Read the pages underwater, where the silent stories breathe. Every word beneath the current holds a secret underneath. Read the pages underwater, let the river carry on. Somewhere in the deepest silence, something lost can still live on. The librarian was an old man with a voice as soft as foam. He said every life becomes a story long before it finds a home. She asked him who had written hers. He pointed to the door. Some stories are not finished yet, that's what the river's for. She returned above the water with no book inside her hands. But the world looked slightly different, like a painting changed its plans. She walked beside the river until the evening came, and began to write her own first line without knowing what it meant. Read the pages underwater, where the silent stories breathe. Every word beneath the current holds a secret underneath. Read the pages underwater, let the river carry on. Somewhere in the deepest silence, something new can still live on. Beneath the river's restless surface, where the silver currents flow, the library keeps its lanterns lit for